Hey there! Someone on YouTube asked me whether I could do a video of my desk. And I thought, well, why not? Because you always see the part behind me, and when I'm doing a writing sample, you see a bit of my desk, as the camera is usually, especially in these newer videos, is really pointed downwards, but you never see what's behind that, and the answer is there's quite a lot behind that. So it's just a video in which I go through the stuff that's on my desk, in drawers, etc. This may not appeal to everyone. I fully understand that. If you're not interested, I won't be offended if you don't watch this. But this may actually give you a little bit of a glimpse into my personality, because someone's desk tends to be quite personal. So it's just a video of me going through drawers and pulling stuff out and telling you what it is and why I got it there, and that's all there's to it. So this is not for everyone, but I think especially if you just stumble across this video, you don't know who I am, then it's probably very boring. But if you do know me, you've seen some of my videos, you probably know my personality a bit, and it may be interesting to see what I keep on my desk and why. So that's all there's to it, and I hope this is going to be enjoyable. And that's it. So, onto my desk. Camera, turn around. Okay, well, so here you got it. This is an overview of my desk. It's a secrétaire model, which means you can just close this up. I think it's good if we just move a little bit closer so that I can actually show you some of the stuff that's on there and in there and etc. So let's start over here on this side. There's quite some stuff here. Of course, I will always have a couple of pens lying around here. This is the Kaigelu pen I got from Crazy Ivan with the box it came in. Here's a pen I got from Ziggy. Here is actually a box. This is I recently got this. Now, beware, these are not fountain pens. These are actually, I think, two rollerballs. I'm not sure how well you can see this, but this logo is from the Leiden University Medical Center, which is one of the places where I work. And I got this because I thought it would be interesting to have some of the pens sort of as a keepsake of that place where I used to work. Okay. I mean, I still work there, but at some point, of course, I will probably move on, and that's nice to have. Here's some letters that I still have to post. I do write letters to people. Some of my viewers know because they have received them. Oh, here are even more pens. So we have a Pelikan M205 Duo and a Parker IM. Then we get the drawers and stuff. I guess you want to see it all, so I'll just take some stuff out. What I've got here is one of those Gerban. My God, I just said Gerban. I'm turning American. One of the Gerban glass pens. I keep that in the box, and the nib is already slightly ruined. These things actually they break. They are fairly fragile. This is a sample of Ambre de Birmanie by the same ink brand. I don't know why it's on there, but it is. Here I got a nice little sort of box with syringes. These probably refilling cartridges, etc. Different sizes, different shapes. I like these with the plastic needles. Because they're plastic, so you won't really damage anything. I've got my wax seals right there. I got a very cheap pair of tweezers. That's a problem with cheap tweezers, but okay, they'll get some jobs done. I got a little spatula, which is useless, but I got it in there anyway. Actually, it says tea with a little spoon of love. I got this at some place in the Netherlands where I had tea, and it's kind of funny. You get a tea bag with sort of a cardboard loop, and then you put it around this thing, and then you put that in your cup, and it even has a little notch there so that it won't fall off. And that was such a nice thing. I thought I decided to keep that. Okay, so let's clean this up before it gets too much of a mess here. Here I got my Belomo 10 times loop, my triplet. This is extremely useful if you're looking at details. For nib grinding, you can't really see it like this, but when you zoom in a bit, I'm not sure how well I can show you in the video. Yeah, okay, so there you go. So you can really see the details of a nib, its grind, you know, whether when you're smoothing, that's smoothing. When you are smoothing a pen, then that's a good thing to have. Here I got one of them old calculators, you know, solar powered. It's old, but sometimes I need to do a quick computation. And I got that. Got some other stuff here. This is very useful. It's a little screw, and if you twist this, then it goes down, and when you twist it again, it goes up. It's useful when you're bored, you know. And I got a little cloth that's useful for. I don't use this as an ink cloth. I merely use this to, you know, clean pens or something. It's very soft material and lint-free, so you can just, you know, clean a pen a bit. And here I got one of them USB to what is it? Mini USB or micro? No, mini USB, I think. Well, whatever. It's a, you know, sort of connector. It's useful to have. And here I have a gift a very nice person gave me, which is 2 dip nibs. And she actually thought about this. She says there's a little bit of ember right there, and that symbolizes the Dutch royal family, Orange Nassau. And then one of these says, let me see, one of these nibs says thought, and the other says notes. So that kind of symbolizes my scientific stuff, where I think and write stuff and do things. So she really thought about that, which was very nice. Okay, then we have these drawers. Now I'm not going to take everything out there, but you see there's stuff in there. There's a box of nibs. Some of those are dip nibs, some of those are fountain pen nibs. I got my ink pads, gold and silver for the wax seals. I show that in my wax seal video. I got the wax seal itself. I got some of them Noodler's ultraviolet lights. And more wax seal and I mean sealing wax. And I you know, some calligraphy pens. This is Lamy, and I got some others. This is the Pilot Parallel. Permanent marker, which is useful. You know, dip nib holders. I got a little brush in there. You know, just pretty basic stuff. And over here, I got a lot more rubbish. All of these are cartridges. Some silicone grease by the Goulet Pen Company. You can get it a lot of places, but I like this stuff. Another one of those Noodler's ultraviolet lights. Oh, this one actually works. What else I got in here? I got one of those clamps. You know, you can clamp paper. Useful when you're doing calligraphy. A bunch of eyedroppers. This one came with the Visconti Traveling Ink. This one came with the Platinum Mix-Free Ink Set. I got some clothes pegs, aka clothes pins, useful for you know, putting paper, clipping paper to something when you're doing calligraphy, etc. Got a ballpoint pen, which I torture occasionally in my videos. This is a pencil sharpener, but this is only for, it's very small. It's only for a compass, you know, drawing compass. Here I got a key. I'll come back to that. Here I got my cleaning cartridges, which are cartridges cut in half. You put it on the back of a pen, put the bulb syringe in, and then flush it. Can be useful. Alright, this doesn't... seems to get some feedback. Probably something stuck behind it. I'll move this a bit. Alright, so here we got an ink cloth. These turn into works of art at some point, I think. Very nice. Here I got a notebook. This is a very simple note. Well, it's not really a notebook. It's a notepad. I think I got this in a Christmas cracker. That's right, a Christmas cracker. And it says priority because I put notes in here. So, for example, someone in the YouTube comment said you should check out Regal fountain pens and online fountain pens and Italic Spartans Essential. So I put down my notes in there. Sometimes I do some ink samples. I remember I was Skyping with Eric from FB Geeks at some point, and I talked about Diamine Twilight, and he said, well, what's it like? So I just did a quick swab, etc. So this is to keep track of videos I should do and that kind of stuff. Here we have my slider. I don't have an appropriate name for that. I don't know whether there is an official name, so I call it the slider. And when I do a lot of writing or calligraphy, I put this on the paper and put my hand on it. That way the grease from your skin isn't smeared across the paper. And then you don't. That's useful. Otherwise, your ink will not really attach to the paper, and that's a problem, especially with calligraphy. Here you got a smoothing kit. This is Mylar, I think. This is from Richard Binder. So these are mylar sheets you can use for smoothing purposes. I always keep them there because it seems like a good place. So you got a lot of bottles of ink. Well, I'm not going to show you all of those, but these are Noodlers, you know, the 4.5 ounce bottles. They're pretty big, so I got a number of them. There's Noodlers Nikita, there's Bay State Blue, there's Dragon Catfish Green, Dragon's Napalm, there's Blue Arrays, Black Arrays. That's the Blue Ghost, which is what you use these. I got them. You know, what you use these UV lights for. This is an invisible ink, so you can't see it unless you put that light on there. Then it gets bluish. I didn't say Jewish, right? I said bluish. I've never heard of a Jewish ink. Okay, so what else did I just dropped something? Oh yeah, here we got the fascinating. Here we got the Visconti Traveling Ink with some stuff that should go in there. So that's I keep that. Currently there's no ink in there, but when I hit the road I may ink it up. I had one of these things here, you see that? Well, that's actually pretty useful. It's just a plastic well, box, what do you call that? This is very heavy plastic, so when I'm cleaning a pen, say I would be cleaning this pen, what I do is I put the different parts in there, so they don't actually, when I would put them here, they just roll off my desk at some point. So I just put them there, and when I'm filling an eyedropper, I have a bit of tape here. Let's not put the nib like that. When I fill an eyedropper, I got some tape there. Stick this in place, then it can't fall, and any ink that's spilled just falls in here. Of course, then there won't be pen parts in there, and I can pour it right back into the bottle, which I think is pretty useful. I have two of those. This was a set. I think there was some type of game cards in there. I don't know what exactly, type of trivia game. So I got that. Well, then there's some other stuff, of course. I carry a few. I keep a few pens just on my desk. One is this Delta Dolce Vita. It came with a desk set, so you got this ink, which is useless. It's very yellow. It's too light for me to read. So that's the desk set with the pen, and it's got the Delta logo. I think that's kind of cool. I got this platinum carbon desk pen, which I always keep up inked up with black ink, usually Noodler's X Feather, so they can just do a quick note or something. And of course we got a bottle of Wackerman ink. That's how it works, right? The ink gets trapped in the neck of the bottle, and then you can just dip your pen in there and you can use it. Okay, now the big question is, what's behind door number 1? Well, let's open it, right? That's what I got this key for. So there's a couple of things there. My webcam, which is what I record the talk parts of my videos with. There's some other stuff. This is just for cleaning computer screens. There's some of that fluid you can use for that. I'm not going to show you all of that. There's a USB stick and probably some other stuff. This is something I've got to show you. This is my Swiss Army knife. It's useful to have a big Swiss Army knife. So that's that. Then let's move a bit more. Here you got tea. It's useful. It's not always there. I actually change it because it gets cold after a while. Just taking a sip now. Okay. Then we got some inks right there. This is Mont Blanc Toffee Brown. This is one of my favorites. I recently discovered this and I was blown away. It's amazing. The shading, the color, fantastic. So I keep that at the ready. Most of my other inks are in desk drawers, but this is actually right there. Here you got some ink journals. I got these from Eric from FB Geeks. Thank you, Eric. I haven't used them yet. I'm still looking for a way to do this in as optimal a way as I can, so still waiting for that. Then we got another Mont Blanc ink, Burgundy Red. I like that too, but I like Toffee Brown better. Here we got some ink vials, not vials, but nice vials. I got these from Eric too. Here we got a letter weigher. I don't know whether weigher is actually a word. I'm translating Dutch now. It's a letter scale, so you can actually weigh how heavy a letter is. And that's useful, not just for letters, but for pens too. So here we have this Kaigelu pen, and it's about 50 grams, so that's pretty useful. This used to belong to my grandfather, as did this entire desk, by the way. So that's kind of useful. Here we got some blotting paper with these advertisements. I got these from Richard Binder when I placed some orders there. That's kind of cool. Here we got my address book. I'm not going to show you that because of course the information in there is proprietary, but it just came with a moleskin week planner, and it's simple paper, but it's nice. I like the fact that it's so thin. Well, now we got some Momiji ink. Actually, I should say Iroshizuku ink. This is the Momiji. There's another bottle of Noodlers right there, but you can probably see that. Okay, then we have this side. We got some stuff. We got a horse. I think this is brass or some kind. I don't know. These are stamps. The Netherlands has like the most boring stamps in the world. This is our Queen. God save the Queen. This horse thing belonged to my grandfather. Actually, you're supposed to put letters in there, but I just put my stamps in there. Then we got a blotter, of course. You gotta have a blotter if you do something with fountain pens. This is such a nice accessory, you really need that. This ring belonged to my grandfather, and I always have this sort of here looking over me. Here we have a letter opener. That too belonged to my grandfather. I got the strong impression that it was like a desk set with the horse thing because it's the same material. We've got a bottle of ink. I got this bottle for free with a Laban pen. I think it looks awesome. Nevertheless, it's one of the crappiest inkwells I got because it leaks a bit, which is a pity. See, it's already, well. Here we got another letter opener. This is by Parker. I never really used that, but still, it's by Parker. We got, this is a funky chicken. You open it up like this, and you take this off, you put that back, you got a brush. You could use that for shaving. I just use it to clean my computer screen. We got a ruler. It could be useful when you need to measure stuff. Here we got a funky, this is another funky chicken. What we got here is a thing you could use to watch slides. So you put the slide, the old-fashioned slides, not PowerPoint slides, but the people among you who actually, well, you probably know what I'm talking about, right? So you hold this against the light. Now the funny thing about that is, let me just grab a sheet of paper and tear it off a bit, or tear a bit off. I just write down one letter. I'll do the F because it's easy. I'm not sure how well you can see this, but you put this in, the letter. Here we have the F. You put this in and you can actually magnify it, if of course you can align it in such a manner that you can actually see it. Oh, there we go. Then you got the F. So it actually gives quite a bit of magnification, which is useful if you want to study some simple details, you know, in detail, I guess. So you could also, oh sorry, I just pushed the tripod of the camera. You could also put a nib in there, provided it's not actually too wide. This is of course a letter opener, but you can put it in there. You can study it, and I kind of enjoy that. Okay, so what we have here. Someone thought this was a lemon. It's not a lemon. It's a brain. This says it's the Dutch Brain Society. At some point when I think I was doing my master's thesis in a lab, and then we had a visit from the Dutch Brain Society, and they were interested in some lab demos, and I showed them the cognitive task I was using at the time, and we all got one of these things. Now this is one of those stress ball things. It's a brain. I think it was kind of cool actually, because of course I do brain research in one way or another, so it's pretty awesome. Okay. Then we got these drawers on this side. There's not too much fancy stuff in there. You got one of these things you use to stick papers together. You got some other tape, and of course these are two cassette tapes. You know, they're actually the Watergate tapes taped to the back of a desk drawer. Now, actually, I think they're interviews I did during my studies or something. We got a box of matches. That's useful when you're doing wax seals or you need to set something alight. Now here we got some pencils. I got some rubber bands here. That's pretty cool because they're shaped like a car. I got these from an eBay purchase, I think. And we gotta have some paper clips, right? So I got those. So that's pretty much my desk. If you would go up a little bit, I've got to get you out of the light there. There are some icons over there, and that's a sword, obviously, and a strange hat and stuff. What you can see here is the CD. Usually there's some kind of CD line here. This is La Dormition de la Saint-Jean les Théologiens. I said de la, it's just de. Well, it doesn't really matter. I recently got this. I love Orthodox church music. I'm not Orthodox Christian myself, but I love it. This is one of the recent purchases, and it sounds something like this. Now, I love that kind of music. Okay, I got a desk light, of course, which is pretty flexible. I do that for the writing samples, that's what I use it for. And then, of course, I got some stuff here. I put my cup on there. This is a fake plastic CD, which is interesting. And of course a mirror. So that's it. That's my desk. Now I've got to clean all this mess up. I hope this was useful. Now you've seen the other side of my desk, which is, I guess that could be useful. And that's it. So I hope I didn't bore you to death, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.